Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Erin Rumley. Today is Tuesday, Monday, December 14th, and we'll be going through the AES performance for Thursday, Friday, and today. So we did switch over to the March contract. We did that today. So we're now on the March contract, which is the H contract of 2021. So we are trading on TradingView. Their symbol is NQH 2021. If you have not switched over to the March contract already, then we highly recommend you do so. The AES Adaptive Entry System are these signals here, these highlights, these green highlights and these red highlights. Green highlights mean long, red highlights mean short. They're also labeled, all of these highlights are labeled with either a T plus. So T is a trend. T plus is a continuation of the trend. A C, which is consensus, which means that the color of the price bar aligns with the Cycle Finder Plus, the AO, and the profit flow oscillator. And then a momentum, which generally occurs when you are in either the sell or the buy zone with the Cycle Finder Plus. So we trade these signals from 8:45 till about 3 or 3:30 Eastern time every day in the Options Moneymaker live trading room, calling out these signals, helping you identify the signals, helping you adjust to fractals for any stop adjustments, and when to know when to reverse and exit and hold the trade. We then track this on our tracking spreadsheet, and then we recommend that you update each day your personal trading plan. And that's what we'll be going through right now, is updating the personal trading plan. So Thursday, I know some people like to view the exact trades. Here are the trades from Thursday, starting with the 7 o'clock. First trade, long momentum. And then going into the, the 15, 20 long trend bias. We ended up not taking anything on the trade. It was getting close to our stop time. We already had nice profit performance for the day, so we got close to 5 points of profit, but not above it to lock in. So we ended up locking in a break even on this trade. Oh, thank you. Let's try this all over again. Thanks, Michael. I'm not sure why I didn't switch. Okay, now you should be able to see my chart. I apologize, or my trades. I apologize on that. Okay, so here we'll start again, starting at 7 a.m. for the long momentum. And then again, as I mentioned, going to that last trade at 3:20, which it did end up working out, but we made an adjustment in the live trading room to lock in a break even because it went close to 5 points. Was just really dancing around there. We had been in the trade a little while, and since it was the last trade of the day, we had nice performance for the day. We decided to lock in a break even, so we didn't end up making anything on that. We took a tick of profit, but we just record our break evens as 0 instead. So that was on Thursday. Here is Friday, starting with the first trade at 7:10, trend bias, and ending at about 250 with the short momentum. Now, Friday was a little bit more difficult right around market open. I've never seen this happen before. Now, the majority of these are AES. One of them is a fractal trade, but we ended up having some back-to-back stop outs. Trend bias, we only took a 10-point loss on. We adjusted a little bit there, but you can see that we had this run here. Now, the morning was profitable, 7 to 9:35. Or really just till 9, a little bit before that 9:35 trade. We had back-to-back winners, a couple of 10-point runners here. And then 9:35 just started not being as productive. But then the afternoon took over again. One loss, but then the rest of them were 5 or 10-point winners as we went into the afternoon. So it was a little bit more difficult day on Friday. But the prior week, the prior Friday, was excellent performance. So they kind of weigh each other out a little bit. We'll look at that on the daily summary. And then today, starting at 7 o'clock, there wasn't actually a trade until about 7, well, those are both fractals. So 7:55 was our first AES signal this morning, long consensus. And then our last trade was the 3:15 long trend bias here. So we go to our daily summary. There are two categories that we track here on our personal trading plan. The first one is 9:30 to noon, trading all adaptive entry system signals. So taking all of the trend bias, continuation, momentum, and consensus trades. And the other category that we track is a 7 to 4 trend bias and continuation. Both of these track based on using a 20-point stop and a 10-point profit target. However, once we get above 5 points of profit, so generally about 5.5 points of profit, we place a manual stop to lock in and guarantee ourselves at least 5 points. Sometimes it continues to run to hit 10 points. Other times it comes back and takes us out and all we take is 5 points. But either way, we're guaranteeing ourselves that if it doesn't end up running to 10, that we're at least taking 5 instead of subjecting ourselves to a 20-point stop out. And then these are other categories. We don't track them on our personal trading plan. There's the 7 to 4 all signals. This is the best performing when we look at our averages. The 7 to 4 all signals is at about 1,000. If you add in fractals, same time frame, 7 to 4 all signals, including fractals, it's a little bit better at 1,369. So those are our top performing categories. And then, of course, we track other categories that are still positive performing, the 9:30 to noon, and then the 7 to 4, just trend bias and continuation. So starting with Thursday of last week, 9:30 to noon, made 15 points, 7 to 4 trend bias, made 44.5 points. The all signals from 7 to 4 was 39.75. And then if you add fractals in there, 64.75 if you traded all day long. Now, Friday, that's what I talked about, was a little bit more difficult. We had 9:30 to noon. This is actually our biggest losing day that we've ever had so far on the all signals. It's down 85 points. Keep in mind the prior Friday, we are up 70 points. So there is some net in there that makes it a little bit more reasonable. This was pretty significant profit day on the prior Friday. So they both ended up having a significant profit on the 4th, and then the following Friday, a significant loss, that 85, what we hadn't seen before. So we know that there's going to be winning days, that there's going to be losing days. We're still in a positive average. Nothing about this changed that at all. The 7 to 4 trend bias and continuation, because the morning and the afternoon was much better than that middle of the day on Friday, ended up down just about 15 points. 7 to 4 all signals was down 27.5. And then if you traded fractals, you ended up positive on Friday, 12.5 points from 7 to 4. And then today, 9:30 to noon was down about 20.5 points. We do allocate a losing day on Monday. The allocation for a losing day is more than what we were down today. There was profit opportunity today, this morning. If you start at 9:30, there's 10 points, 15 points, 20 points, and then 25 points. And then we ended up having a give back. Now, these trades, which we've been honing in and trying to drill in a little bit more in the live trading room, came close to 5 points, or they came to a little bit of profit. And we talked about how if you've gone from having a significant drawdown to having a profit, you can always lock in a break even. So maybe you're taking a tick of profit, and then that way, if it goes back and hits the stop, you aren't subjecting yourself, especially if you're up and you're planning to stop at 12:30 or 12 o'clock. If you're up already 25 points and you see that it almost hit your stop, which is what happened in this case, it almost hit the stop. It went to about 19.75, and then it ended up going back to a little bit of profit. And that's a good opportunity to lock in, to guarantee yourself at least no risk, especially if you're limiting your trading to just about noon. and you're already up for the day, then that doesn't subject you to that 20-point stop out and allows you to end your day positive. So always little adjustments that you can do. For tracking's sake, we are keeping just to the 5 and 10 points of profit or the 20-point stop out. We know that there's plenty of opportunity where there's in between in there. That happened quite a few times today. We went to 9 3/4 points of profit and then came back and took us out for 5. Obviously, if you're using a trailing stop or if you're locking in additional profit, you were able to take maybe 8 points, a little bit more than that 5 points of profit. The 7 to 4 trend bias and continuation closed down about 12 3/4 points. 7 to 4 all signals was positive 39.5 points today, and 7 to 4 all signals and fractals was up 47 points. So we'll go ahead and update our personal trading plan. We'll see, because I know we've had some, well, at least a significant losing day and some back-to-back losing days, which we've had before. It's not that significant. We'll just see how it affects our 12-month forecast. So here's our personal trading plan. We encourage you to update your personal trading plan throughout the market day and at the end of each market day. It will help you identify whether you should keep trading, whether you should adjust your profit goals or look to lock in no risk on your trades. It helps you. It helps the mentality of trading, because you can see your 12-month forecast. You can see how that is affected as you start to plug in your profits or losses for the day. And it'll help you also scale your contracts if you're looking to increase your profits, but not look for more profits throughout the day. You can instead increase the amount of contracts that you've traded. So both of these categories, the 9:30 to noon, all signals, and the 7 to 4 trend bias and continuation, all start with $5,000 account balance, never trading more than 3 contracts at a time, and not trading more than 10% of that account. So we'll start with Thursday of last week. In the 9:30 to noon, we made 15 points. Each point is worth $20. And we're currently trading 3 contracts. So we made $900. And we had 9 trades, again, 3 contracts, so it's 27 total contracts. Monday, again, was that losing day, 85 points times $20 a point times our 3 contracts. So again, this is our biggest losing day. It was bound to happen, having a significant losing day, but we have history of trades that we built up our account to, so we can afford to have this type of losing day. And if you're new to trading, you're only trading 1 contract and you're not trading 3 contracts, so your number looks a lot different than this. And again, we traded 10 trades, 3 contracts, so 30 total. And then today, 20.5 points that we gave back at $20 a point and 3 contracts. So 1230. And then at 8 trades, again, 3 contracts, 24 total. So we'll see how this affects our forecast. So it affects our run rate a little bit. So this number in E2 is our profitable days. It's not a straight average, it's actually a weighted average based on how many losing days we have per the amount of weeks that we've traded so far. Same with this negative number, it's the amount of losses. It's our average loss, but it's not a straight average. It's again based on how many losing days we've had per week. So we'll go and adjust those in here. So 23, 21, and 39, 49. So we're still on target for a significant return on our $5,000 investment. So starting with a $5,000 balance, 12-month forecast is 161,278. Now, sometime this type of market that we're seeing right now, just a little bit more difficult than what we are seeing in October and even the beginning of November, can be because we're hitting towards the end of the year. So our 12 months will be up in, it should be about June, at the end of June. So we still have plenty of more time to go, plenty of time to see high performing days. See, I'm scrolling back up to the top, where we were when we started this off in July. So 38, little losing days, 49, significant streaks of winning days here. And then November was a little bit more difficult. And we'll see how we continue on through the month of December. Again, sometimes as we approach the end of the year, the markets can be a little bit harder to see trends throughout the day, but we'll see if that continues. Not going to tell myself a story about what the market is or is not going to do. Still on forecast for a nice 12-month return. Again, all starting with a $5,000 balance. Right now, our account balance is currently up to about $66,000. And again, this is just trading 9:30 to noon, very limited trading here, just a few hours. So not a significant investment of your time. Now, the next category is a longer trading, 7 to 4, trend bias and continuation. So there's not as many signals with only limiting down to the trend bias and continuation, but still can be a little bit more of that full-time trading from 7 to 4. So again, started with a $5,000 account, never trading more than 3 contracts at a time. We'll go through and add the performance from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So Thursday, 44.5 points of profit at $20 a point and 3 contracts. So that's $2,670 a profit. There were 17 trades, again, 3 contracts, so 51 total contracts. Yesterday, we lost 15 points, $20 a point, 3 contracts, so gave back about 900. And then we had 13 trades, 3 contracts, so 39 total contracts. And then today gave back $12.75, $20 a point, 3 contracts, and that's $765. And we had 18 trades, 3 contracts, total of 54. So we'll go through and update our personal trading plan. You can see that the averages and what we have in our forecast, it really isn't that different. So 31.25 and 32.75 versus 31.62 and 32.12. So they're not changing all that much, just really pennies here. And we had allocated for a losing day today, but we had allocated 32.12 points for a losing day, and we lost 16.35, so a little bit under that. So we'll go ahead and just adjust this, 31.25, 32.75. So we're still at a significant return on investment, starting with a $5,000 account, looking to grow our account to about $282,000. That's our 12-month forecast. The current account balance is already over $120,000. We started this at the same time, so we're looking for this, the 12-month, to end right about the end of June, beginning of July. So not too much of an adjustment here to the 7 to 4 trend bias and continuation. Still, both of these, even with the type of day that we had on Friday in the 9:30 to noon category, still, in my opinion, a very significant return on investment. Again, this only started with a $5,000 account. And to have an account already be up $66,000, I mean, what other bank can you put your money in and see that type of return? So this takes a little bit more active trading because you are the one trading versus putting it in a bank where it can just sit there. But to take it from 5,000 to 66,000 in 23, a little over 23 weeks, I think that's pretty significant. And we're looking to be on forecast for about 160,000 in the 12-month forecast. This is going to change as we continue to trade, track, and record our results. If we get back to consistent profits where we're not even seeing a losing day in the week, this is going to start to increase. These numbers are going to change as well. But even if we keep on the current path that we're on, 161,000 starting with a $5,000 account, I think that's a significant return on investment there. So that's going to be it for the AES performance. We've covered Thursday, Friday, and then today. And that'll be it. Again, $5,000 starting balance, never 10% more of the account balance with the amount of contracts, and scaling up only to 3 contracts. So obviously we could make this a higher contract amount if we wanted to go to 5 contracts, and that's going to increase the 12-month forecast. So if you feel that you make profit in the morning and you don't want to continue to trade in the afternoon because you either feel like you are giving it back or it's just too much time commitment, you can always scale up your contracts. So if your goal is 30 points a day and you're consistently averaging 15 points of profit in the morning, but if you try to get to 30, you feel that it's been a struggle, then up your contracts to 2. Make sure that your account balance makes sense. Use the personal trading plan. That will tell you when it's okay to scale your accounts or your contracts. But if you're scaling it to 2, then if you're taking 15 points, that's 30 points total on 2 contracts. So it's a different way to look at things. And of course, the personal trading plan will help you scale up based on your settings. Everything that's in a blue font here are your personal settings of how much you want to risk. You can override your contracts if you decide tomorrow you want to trade 5 contracts. You can absolutely do that. This trading plan is very flexible in that way. So that's going to be it for today. Please join us in the live trading room if you're not there already. We go through and teach these signals in real time, telling you what to look for before the beginning of each bar, what to prepare for, when to adjust your position, when to adjust your stop, when to exit. That's all the benefit of being in the live trading room. So we'll be back next time. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for being here.